Hey guys, good to be back with you all again. We're going to be talking about place value today. And the specific skill we're going to talk about is 3.2a, compose and decompose numbers up to 100,000 as a sum of so many 10,000s, so many thousands, so many hundreds, so many tens, and so many ones using objects, pictorial models, and numbers, including expanded notation as appropriate. And basically, what you should be able to say by the end of the lesson is I can compose and decompose numbers. This is a review from the beginning of the year, and we've talked about composing and decomposing numbers ever since kindergarten. So got a video real quick, one of Aaron's videos. This is one of the STAAR test questions from 2016. It's question number 13. And he's going to kind of talk through explaining how to solve it. And I've got another video over here over place value, and I'm basically going to show you all the different ways we can decompose the number 1,234. So let's get ready and watch the videos.
It's Team STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and take one off, pause the video, solve the problem on your own, and then unpause it. We'll look at our answers together. So this looks like a fairly simple problem. Which expression represents 867? This word expression you might not have seen before. It's like an equation, it just doesn't have an equal sign. So really what we're looking at down here is expanded form. And we have seen expanded notation introduced for the first time in third grade. And it's similar, but expanded form we've been doing since first grade. So expanded form should be pretty easy. So you're thinking, oh, that's easy. Let's just do 867 in expanded form, which would make sense. So what you do for expanded form is, remember, you take each digit, so let's start with the largest digit first, 8, and you write its value. And 8 in the hundreds is worth 800. And you're going to add it to a 6 in the tens. That's 60. And then you're going to add a 7 in the ones. So 800 plus 60 plus 7. It would be easy, except that answer is not there. So we're going to have to do something else. Let's see if we can do this. Let's just take each of these numbers and let's just go ahead and add these expressions here. So 880 plus 60 plus 70. So I'm going to write A right here. And let's just see if we can just do a little vertical addition. There's a shortcut on how we can do that, but let's just do the long way. Sometimes if you're stuck, will it work if you just do it the long way? Sure, it's an addition equation. So let's just go ahead and add it. 8 and 6 is 14. 14 and 7 is 21. 210 does not make 867. And take a look. Each of these have a 0 behind there. 80, 60, 70, but that's nothing like our expanded form. The 8, 6, and 7 are correct, but the zeros are off. So let's look at B. Obviously, we've got to make sure we are lining these up perfectly. We've got a 6 and we've got a 7. I know that's not going to work. If that 6 was a 60, it'd be all right. But it's not, and so we've got 813 rather than 867. That's not going to work. Now C has got something a little bit strange. It's got a 500 plus a 300 plus a 50. I wonder where they're getting all this from. And a 10 and a 7. So let's work that out. I'm going to draw some lines. Sometimes it's good just my columns weren't as even as I wanted them to be. So let's just make sure we get that. That's a 7. 5 and 1 is 6. 5 and 3 is 8. Look at that. That's 867. So that's going to be my answer. But just to double check, let's go ahead and see, what did we do for D? And I'm kind of running out of room, so I'm going to make my D right here. So it looks kind of like we're starting the same way. We've got the 500. We've got the 300. And we've got the 60. And we've got the 70. That 60 works, but I'm pretty sure that 70 is going to throw us off. That should be a 7. So that's going to be a 0. It's going to be a 6 and 7 is 13. So let's put a 3 there. Carry that 1. So 5 and 3 is 8. Add 1 is 9. 930. So that is wrong. C is my correct answer. But how in the world did they get 500 plus 300 plus 50 plus 10 plus 7? Let me tell you how. Let's start with this right here. 500 plus 300. Even though the simplest way to do expanded form is 800 plus 60 plus 7, what you could do, if you really wanted to, is you can break this down. 5 and 3 make 8, right? And so 500 plus 300 is going to make 800. Using that, I bet you see how we're going to get this 50 and 10. Think of the 6, value of a 6. 6 is 5 and 1. It's always good to know how to make numbers with a 5 and with a 10. So that's going to be a 50 plus 10. So that's where they got that. And then the plus 7 they didn't do anything with. If they wanted to, they could have done a 5 and 2, but they didn't. And that's how we get our answer.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and talk about place value a little bit. We're going to represent numbers in different ways. We're going to represent numbers in standard form, like I did right there. I'm going to represent them as in word form. I'm going to use verbal description, expanded form, expanded notation. I'm going to use objects to represent numbers, and I'm going to do a pictorial model to represent numbers. So the first way, and the way you're most used to seeing numbers, is in standard form. So the number we're going to do is 1,223. So the first way, or the second way I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you in word form. And we basically write it the same way that we say it. So that would be 1,000. I'm going to put a comma there just like I do in, when I do standard form. 200. And whenever I basically write a word that ends in Y and there's something in the ones place, so like 23, I hyphenate it. Or if it was 23,000 or 23 million, I hyphenate basically any word that ends in Y, I put a hyphen after it. Okay, so this is the word form for 1,234. There's 30. 1,223. So I'm going to do a verbal description for the same thing. So, and how we do verbal description is we basically use kind of standard form and word form together. So that's 1,000. So I just wrote the one digit. I'm going to put a comma right there. I'm going to put a 2, the digit 2, and write hundreds. Two hundreds. Then put a comma. I'm going to put 2 tens. And then 3 ones. So that's going to be a verbal description for 1,223. Okay, or we could do it different ways. I'm going to show you a different way of doing it. We could go 12 hundreds. We could do 11 ones. And 1 1. So that's just a different way of doing it, writing it, and you'll see it like this sometimes. As a matter of fact, on one of the practice STAAR questions, they wrote it like this and kind of it was confusing for y'all. So the next thing we do is expanded form. So expanded form for 1,223. So, and basically on expanded form, I'm just writing the value of each digit. So I'm going to start with the 1,000. And then I'm going to add the hundreds, which was 200, plus 20, plus 3. So that's expanded form for 1,223. Expanded notation. Expanded notation is pretty similar. We use addition and multiplication. So I'm going to write the digit, and then I'm going to multiply it by its place value. So expanded notation for 1,223 would be 1 times 1,000. And I put that in parentheses. Plus 2 times 100 plus 2 times 10 plus 3 times 1. So basically I'm just multiplying by its place value. So 1,000, 2 hundreds, 2 tens, and 3 ones. So that's expanded notation for 1,223. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use objects to represent the number. So I'm going to use base tens. Is a real common way that we represent numbers in elementary school. So I'm going to start off with my cube there. That's a 1,000 cube. That represents 1,000. These are my flats or my hundreds. And I've got 2 of those, 2 hundreds. And I also have 2 tens and 3 ones. So this is a way to use objects to represent 1,223. Okay, another way I can use objects, I can use this place value disk. So I have place value disks that have the place value on it. So I've got 1,000, got 2 hundreds, I have 2 tens, and I have 3 ones. So this is another way to use objects to represent 1,223. Okay, and the last way I'm going to show you is a pictorial model. And a pictorial model is basically, I'm going to kind of draw the objects. So, and we have a special way of doing it for it to make sense. So I'm going to draw a base 10 block. This is the way we draw base 10 blocks. So I'm going to do 1,000, and 1,000 is basically a square with this little, like a 7 over it. Kind of looks like I'm trying to draw a cube there. So that's 1,000. Then my hundreds are going to be flats or just squares. That's 2 hundreds. My tens or my rods are just lines. And then my units ends up being dots. And I have 3 dots to represent 3 ones. So that's 1,223. And I can also draw a place value disk. And they'll look very similar to the actual place value disk. So I'll draw a circle, and I'll write 1,000 in it. Represents 1,000. I draw 2 more circles and write 100 in there. That'll represent 200. I draw 2 circles and write tens in there. Represents the 2 tens or 20. And then 3 circles, and I'll draw ones in those to represent the ones place. So that was 1,223. So we represented it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different ways that we represented numbers. And I'm going to show you one other thing too. I'm going to show you the relationship between the place values. Okay, and if you look right here, I have a 2 in the hundreds place and a 2 in the tens place. So whenever I'm trying to tell the relationship between those places, okay, and whenever I'm going this way, when I'm going up in place value, and I have the same digit in both places, so right here, okay, whenever I go that way, I'm multiplying by 10. So 20 times 10 would equal 200. So the relationship between the hundreds place and the tens place is times 10. But if I was to go the other way, if I was going to say the relationship between, when I go this way, I would divide by 10. So 10 is 1/10 of 200. So same thing. So if I'm talking about the value of the hundreds place in relationship to the tens place, okay, so if I took 200 and divided by 10, that would be the value of the 2 in the tens place, which is 20. So that's just another extra when we talk about relationship between the place values. So that's all for that video. Okay, let's go ahead and work on some guided practice problems together. So follow along as I read. It says, which number is composed of exactly 6 10,000s, 9 tens, and 5 ones. Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, well, let's check it. I'm going to look for 6 10,000s first. And that one has 6 10,000s. That one has 6 10,000s. That one does, and that one. So they all have 6 10,000s. Next thing I'll look for is 9 tens. So 9 tens. This has 9 hundreds. It does not have 9 tens. So I eliminate that one. Answer choice B does have 9 tens. Answer choice C does not have 9 tens. We'll eliminate that one. And answer choice D has 5 tens, not 9 tens. So that one's wrong. So it looks like this is probably it. We'll check the last one though, make sure it has 5 ones. And it does have 5 ones. So this is our correct answer choice B. The next one, it says, Rebecca wrote the number 11,011. Which expression has the same value as the number Rebecca wrote? So we basically just go through here and write down the value of each one of our answer choices. Answer choice F. What's the value of answer choice F? Yep, answer choice F. I see 2,000s. I see 110 and 1 and 0 hundreds. So that would be 2011. That one does not work. What is the value of answer choice G? Yep. I see 110,000. I see 1,000. I see 0 tens. 0 hundreds, 110, and 1. So that looks like that may be the one that matches. We'll go ahead and check the rest of them though. What's the value of answer choice H? Okay, yeah, I have 110,000. I have 0 thousands, have 100, 110, and 0 ones. So that is 10,110. That one does not match. And the last one, answer choice J. What's the value of answer choice J? Yes, I see 110,000. I see 1,000. I see 100, no tens, and 1. So that is 11,101. And that one does not match either. So our correct answer is answer choice G. Okay, follow along as I read. It says, Ja'Cory wrote a number in expanded notation, as shown below. 4 times 10,000, 7 times 100, 9 times 10. What number did he write? So A, B, C, or D? Okay, well, let's check it out. I see 4 10,000s. So this one has 4 10,000s. That one does. They all have 4 10,000s. Next thing I'll look for is 700s. That one has 700. B does not have 700, so we'll eliminate that one. C has 700, and D does not have 700. So we eliminate D. So now all we're looking at is A and C. Last thing we're looking for is 9 tens. A has 9 tens. C does not have 9 tens, so we'll eliminate that one. So A is our correct answer choice. 40,790. F says, which shows 31,201 as a sum? So we'll just go true and false statements for F, because they all wrote 31,201 below it, but one of them, or 3 of them don't have it, and 1 does. So answer choice F, is that true? Yes or no? Okay, I'm going to go with no on that one because I'm looking here in the ones place, and they have 2 1s, and our answer has 1 1, so that is a no. Eliminate F. Answer choice G, is that a yes or no? Okay, well, let's check it out. Same thing. In the ones place, I have 2 1s. There should be only 1 1. That's a no. Answer choice G is incorrect. Answer choice H. That's well, let's check it, make sure. I don't see any any digits in the ones place, and I should have a 1 in the ones place. So that's a no also. Answer choice J. Yes or no? Okay, let's check it out. I go right here. I do have, this does equal 1. Okay, I do not have anything in the tens place. I have 2 hundreds. That works. I have 1,000. That works. And I have 3 10,000s. So that is a yes. That does have a sum of 31,201. So J is our correct answer choice. It's time to complete your independent practice. Please complete your Schoology assignment. There'll be a blue puzzle piece. Before that, I'll put a PDF that you can print out. I recommend that you print those out. Students typically do better when they have a piece of paper in front of them to work it out. But just take your time, do your very best. And if you have any questions, please send your teacher an email or send a message in Schoology, and we'll get back to you just as soon as we can. You'll have a good one, and best of luck to you.